Join Kids Hut family. Hey guys. Hello. What do you want? Can I play with you guys? This is a game for big kids. Go away. Actually, why don't you stay to hear a story I was about to tell my brother? Okay, thanks. Once upon a time, there lived a king who had 12 beautiful daughters. He loved the princesses dearly. But one thing about them worries him a lot.
I cannot understand what my daughters do, because of which they need a new pair of shoes every morning. How can it be that their shoes are fine through the day, but in the morning they are worn out completely?
To find the truth behind his daughter's shoes, the king announced in the kingdom that anyone who uncovered the secret would be awarded handsomely. Many people came. But no one could understand how the princesses managed it. One day, an old soldier decided to go to the palace. As he was walking, he came across an old woman.
Where are you going? I am going to the palace. I would love to solve the mystery of the princesses and become a king one day.
That's not very difficult. Here, take this invisibility cloak and use it when the time is right. Nobody will be able to see you as long as you wear it. Just be wary not to drink the wine that one of the princesses will bring you. The soldier thanked the woman and went on his way to the castle. Once there, he went to meet the king.
I can find the truth behind the worn-out shoes of the princesses. If you fail, I will have your head cut off. And if I do it, you will allow me to marry one of your daughters. You have courage, young man. Very well. You will sleep in the princess's room tonight.
The soldier was introduced to the princesses and given a cozy bed in the princess's room. Just before he was about to sleep, a princess brought him a glass of wine. He only pretended to drink it. and lay down on his bed and pretended to sleep. After some time, the eldest princess came up to him and checked if he was asleep.
He is fast asleep, sisters. Let's go.
All the sisters got together and pulled out prettiest of their clothes and got dressed. All of them were excited except the youngest one.
I am not sure about this, sisters. I think something will go wrong tonight.
Oh, you simpleton! You worry unnecessarily. Nothing will happen.
Now come, let's go.
The eldest princess then went to her bed and clapped twice. The bed sunk to the floor and a secret stairway opened underneath. All the princesses followed one after the other. The soldier also quickly got up and put on the cloak. He then followed the princesses onto the stairway. But halfway through, he accidentally stepped on the gown of the youngest princess.
I am telling you, sisters, something is amiss. Someone has got hold of my gown. Don't be a fool. It might just be a nail. Now stop crying, or you will delay us.
All the princesses, followed by the invisible soldier, made their way to the bottom of the stairs. They found themselves in a beautiful grove of fruit-laden trees and flowers made of silver. Beyond the grove was a lake where 12 handsome princes awaited the princesses in 12 small boats. The princesses rushed to their beloved, each and got into his boat. The soldier sneaked into the boat with the youngest princess.
The boat is very heavy today.
I don't know what is happening today. Everything is wrong.
The princesses and the princes reached the other side of the lake. There was another beautiful grove there. It was lit with 1,000 lamps and music wafted throughout. Let's go, sisters. Everybody got off the boats and into the grove. The princesses and the princes danced with each other like there was no tomorrow. The soldier hid himself in one corner and watched everything. The princesses danced through the night. And when morning came, they returned to the palace and slept.
So, this is where the princesses go, and this is why their shoes wear out overnight. Let me see what they do tonight.
The soldier waited and watched. The same thing happened again. The next morning, the soldier told the king what he'd found out. The king called his daughters.
Is it true what the soldier has to say?
Yes, father.
Well, soldier, looks like you have earned your reward. Which princess will you marry? I am not very young now, so I would like to marry the eldest princess.
The soldier and the princess were married on the same day, and he became the heir of the king. Arrogance doesn't help people too much, does it, Tia? No, it doesn't. I am sorry. I was mean to you. We'll be back here to play tomorrow. Why don't you come and join us then? It's okay. I will see you tomorrow. Bye for now. Thanks for narrating the story, Tia. Bye-bye. Bye. Is everything fine, Tofu? No. How can everything be fine? We were in the gym class when Josh and his friends came to me and started making fun of me. They made fun of you? Why? Because they all are taller and faster than me. Well, they should be. They're much older to you, Tofu. Everybody knows that, but it was so embarrassing, Tia. What are you going to do now? What can I do? Well, let's get your mind off this nonsense. I read something interesting in school today. Should I tell you? I guess. One day, a horse saw a snail in the meadow.
Look at you. You are so slow.
The snail did not like the way the horse spoke to him, but he decided to ignore his mean comments. But the horse went on and on.
Where are you going? And when do you think you'll reach there?
I don't understand why you need to make fun of me all the time.
Well, look at yourself. It takes you so long to get from one place to another. I would run miles in that time.
I suggest we both get on with our business and day.
You know, I have an idea. Let's race.
The snail thought about it for a moment. He had a plan. Okay, sure. Let's do that. How about this Sunday morning?
Okay, we will race this Sunday.
After the horse had left, the snail gathered all the other snails and told them what had happened. He also told them his plans. Everybody agreed, and when Sunday came, they met very early in the morning. Okay, everyone, spread out from the starting point of the race till the ending point. Everyone hide all along the racetrack. And so the snails spread out. When it was time for the race, the horse arrived. Soon the race started. The horse took off striding. After a while, he looked down and he was surprised to see the snail right in front of him.
How did you get here? I must run faster.
And so the horse started running. After some time, he looked down and yet again saw a snail ahead of him.
How is this possible? How can you be ahead of me? I will run even faster.
The horse started running even faster. When he looked down again after some time, he saw the snail there again.
This is impossible. I will run the fastest I can.
Now the horse took off as fast as he could. As he neared the finishing line, he looked down, but he saw a snail crossing the finishing line. Tired and humbled, the horse gave up.
I am so sorry. I underestimated you and made fun of you. Please forgive me for my arrogance.
All the snails who had hidden along the racecourse and fooled the horse into believing that they were the same snail that he was racing heard this and laughed quietly from their hiding spots.
What a wonderful story, Tia.
Isn't it? I loved it too.
And you know what, Tia? I know what to do about Josh and his friends. I'm feeling so much better.
Oh, really? What will you do?
I won't get into a fight or get upset by what they say. I will just use my brains instead of muscles.
Well, that sounds like a good idea to me, Tofu.
Thanks, Tia. I'm going to my friend's house to make a plan. Bye.
Bye, Tofu. Hi, Tofu. Who was that?
That is Lily. She is my new friend. She has an aquarium in her house and her brother has the latest rowboats collection and I want to see it. So I told her that I love fish and she invited me home to play with her.
Since when do you like fish, Tofu?
I don't. They creep me out. I just said it to her so that she would be friends with me and let me see her brother's rowboat collection.
You're the donkey with the lion skin.
What kind of donkey is that, Tia?
The donkey in the lion's skin. One day, a donkey found a lion's skin. Oh, look at that! It's the lion's skin. Let me put it on. He put it on and looked at his reflection in the river. Wow! I look just like a lion. No one can say that it is me. I must take advantage of this. The donkey wore the skin and marched into the village. Obviously, seeing a lion in the village, the villagers got scared and started running helter-skelter. They left their stores and kiosks open. The women dropped baskets full of hay and fruits on the road, grabbed their children and locked themselves indoors. This is so much fun! The villagers have left their food and belongings out here in the open for me to feast on. The donkey ate as much as he wanted to. Grabbed his loot and went back into the jungle. few days, he relaxed and enjoyed what he had brought from the village. When his supply ran out, wearing the lion's skin, he walked into the village once again. The villagers once again ran at the sight of the lion. And the donkey gathered his loot. This went on for many days. Every time he was successful, the donkey's confidence grew.
We must do something about this lion. What can we do? Let us follow him and see where he goes.
And so the villagers decided to follow what they thought was the lion. The donkey was particularly happy that day after plundering the village. Still wearing the lion's skin, he went straight to the wheat fields and started singing loudly. The villagers who were behind him recognized his braying.
It is not a lion. It is a donkey, braying in a lion's skin. I say we teach him a lesson.
The villagers caught hold of the donkey and beat him mercilessly. So you see, Tofu, it is not enough to pretend to be what you are. One must genuinely be what they say they are. Otherwise, their true nature will start showing and people will recognize their lie.
I agree with you, Tia. I will go and tell Lily the truth.
What is the matter, Tofu?
I wanted to be the class leader, Tia. But I didn't win the poetry contest last week, and today I accidentally dropped the fish bowl and it broke. My teacher had to put the class fish into plastic bags and take them home. Oh, yes. I'm sure I won't become the class leader now. I'm sure no one in class likes me now.
I understand why you feel like that, Tofu. But don't lose hope. Even the worst situations can lead to something nice.
I don't think that can ever happen, Tia.
Well, it happened to the musicians of Bremen.
Musicians of Bremen? What happened to them?
Musicians of Bremen. Once upon a time, a man had a donkey. When the donkey grew old and sick, the man decided to kill him and sell his skin. The donkey understood his master's plans and ran away and took the road to Bremen.
I will go to Bremen and become a musician.
On his way, he saw an old dog lying in the grass.
Dog, what are you doing here?
I have become so old. I cannot gather the sheep for my master like I used to, so my master beats me.
Why don't you come with me to Bremen? We will become musicians there.
The dog agreed, and the two new friends continued their journey. In some time, they came upon a cat sitting by the road. Looking like the skies were about to come down on him.
Cat, what's wrong with you? Why do you look so sullen?
It is my mistress. I have grown old and cannot chase the mice like I used to. So she has planned to get rid of me by drowning me in the river.
Oh, that's not nice. I have an idea. The donkey and I are going to Bremen to become musicians. Why don't you join us? You can sing a jolly tune too.
The cat liked the idea very much and made his escape with his two new friends. They had only walked a while when they came upon a cock. He was singing without a stop.
Cock, what is wrong with you? This is not the hour for you to sing.
Well, my mistress is having a big dinner party over, and she has instructed the cook to cook me for a soup. My head will be cut off this evening, so I'm singing till my neck and throat are intact.
Is that it? We all are going to Bremen to become musicians. Why don't you come with us? After all, you already know beats and tunes.
And so the party set forth on their journey to Bremen, which was still very far. As night fell, they felt tired and hungry.
We must find a spot to eat and rest for the night.
Everybody agreed and they decided to look for a place to spend the night. In some time, they came upon a lonely house. Its lights were lit and they could hear the sounds of a gathering from inside. The cat climbed up a tree and peeped in from an open window.
It is a gang of robbers, and they have delicious spread of meats and drinks before them.
I could use a couple of bones with some meat right now.
And I could with something to drink. My throat is parched.
Let us find a way to drive the robbers away.
The four friends huddled together and at last came up with a plan to drive the robbers away. The donkey put his front feet on the ledge of the window and the dog climbed over his back. The cat climbed on the dog and the cock flew on the top of the cat's head. Once they were ready, they all performed their music together. The donkey brayed, the dog barked, the cat mewed, and the cock cock-a-doodled. The music was so loud that the windows of the house shook and threatened to come down upon the robbers. The robbers were scared by these unimaginable sounds and quickly flee from the house. As soon as they were gone, the four musicians took over the dining table and fed themselves full. Once they were done, they switched off the lights and went to sleep.
I will sleep on the straw.
I will sleep by the door.
I will sleep upon the hearth by the warmth of the fireplace.
I will sleep on this beam of the house. Soon they all fell asleep. A little away from the house, the robbers watched as the lights of the house went off.
We shouldn't have been scared like this. One of you go back in and tell us what is going on inside the house.
And so one of the men made his way back into the house. The house was so dark and quiet that he went to the kitchen to strike a light. But he mistook the cat's shiny eyes for coal and put a burning match to them. Shocked by the attack, the cat jumped on the robber and scratched his face. This scarred the robber and he ran towards the back of the door to find a way out of the house. But in the dark, he accidentally stepped on the dog that bit his leg. All the commotion woke the cock and he came flying down to land on the robber's head and cried, "Cock-a-doodle-doo, cock-a-doodle-doo." Ultimately, the donkey kicked him out of the house with his hind legs. The robber ran to the rest of the gang.
Chief, the house is haunted. An evil witch lives there. She scratched my face. At the door stands a man with a knife. He cut my leg. In the backyard is a monster that hit me with a club. And on the roof sits a judge who screamed, "Bring the knave up, too."
Hearing this, the robbers got on their horses and left the house forever. But everything went so well for the four musicians that they decided to live in that house forever. And never made it to Bremen. So you see, Tofu, even when you think that nothing is working out, all you have to do is keep trying and things will turn around.
Thanks, Tia. I always feel so much better after talking to you.
You're always welcome, Tofu.
Hey, Tia. What are you doing?
I'm meeting the new school principal tomorrow, so just putting my things in order.
Oh, you want to impress him, is it?
I'm not sure about that, but I don't want to disappoint him either.
Maybe you should tell him that you're the best in class. And also tell him that you're a champion swimmer and always come first in all the sports activities. And that you always win all the debates and elocutions.
Tofu, I can't do that. Not all of that is true.
Yes, but most of it is.
Oh boy, you're acting like the miller.
The miller? Who is that?
Come, let me tell you a story. Rumpelstiltskin. Once upon a time, the king called the village miller to the court. The miller went there with a mind to impress the king by any means possible. And so when he was presented in front of the king, he lied that his daughter, who was an excellent spinner, could spin gold from straw. Oh, that's impressive. I order you to bring her to the castle tomorrow, and she will spin gold for me. The miller goes back home and tells his daughter what he'd done.
Oh no! What have you done, father? I cannot spin gold. I don't think anyone can.
I know, and I am sorry, my child, but there is no way out of it now. You must go to the court tomorrow and spin the best you can.
Yes, father.
And so the girl went to the court the next day. Your father tells me that you can spin gold out of straw. In that room there is bale of straw. I give you till tomorrow morning. You must spin it into gold by then, or you will lose your life. The miller's daughter had no choice but to do as told. She went into the room and locked herself in. As the night wore on, she didn't know what to do. There was no way she could spin gold. Afraid that her father's lie would get her punished by the king, she started crying. Just then, a strange little man appeared in the room.
I know what bothers you.
Do you?
Yes, and I can help you. I can spin the straw into gold for you.
Oh, please do it then. I beg of you.
What will you give me in return?
I can give you this necklace of mine.
Okay, I will spin for you.
And so the little man got to the spinning wheel and started spinning. Within an hour, he had converted all the straw into gold. He then took the necklace from the miller's daughter and went out of the window. The next morning, the king came into the room. Is my gold ready?
Yes, Your Majesty.
Very good. Now I have another test for you. The castle's barn is full of straw. You will spin all that straw into gold till tomorrow morning. The miller's daughter was taken to the barn. Once alone, she was again surrounded by worries. She didn't know what to do. Soon it was night. Afraid of the king's reaction, she started crying.
You've got a barn full of straw for yourself today.
The girl looked up to see the strange man from the night before.
Yes, and the king needs it to be spun into gold by tomorrow morning.
What will you give me in exchange for it now?
I don't have much, but I can give you this ring off my finger.
The man took the ring from her and started spinning the straw into gold. The next morning, when the king saw the shining gold, his greed increased. Very well, the castle has yet another barn, bigger than this one. If you value your life, you will spin all the straw in it into gold by tomorrow morning. If you succeed, I will marry you and make you the queen. And if you fail, off with your head I'll have. Once again, the king had left. The girl was taken into another barn. It was bigger than any room that the girl had ever seen, and so full of straws. She broke down as soon as the king's men had left. She knew she was surely doomed now. When night fell, the little man appeared again.
Need my help again, is it?
Yes, please. Please spin the straw into gold and save me.
Well, I could do that. But what will you give me now?
I have nothing left to give you now.
You could give it to me when you have it.
Yes, I will. Tell me, what can I give you?
Your firstborn child.
The girl gasped, but thought, who knows what may happen in the future? It was wiser to save her present. So she agreed.
Okay, I will give you my firstborn child.
The strange man happily got to spinning the straw. When the king came in the next morning, the whole barn was full of glistening gold. Happy, he announced his marriage with the miller's daughter. Soon a year passed and the new queen gave birth to a baby boy. The boy was only a day old when the strange little man appeared in her room once again.
It is time to settle your debt. The boy is mine.
Oh no! Can't you forget this debt?
Never.
Please, there has to be some way. I will give you gold, fortunes, whatever you want.
I only want the boy, but I will give you 3 days to guess my name. If at the end of the 3rd day you can guess it right, I will leave you and this boy alone. If you can't, the boy will be mine.
As soon as the man had left her room, the queen called her trusted soldier and ordered him to gather every name he can find in the kingdom. The soldier set on his mission immediately. The next evening, he came and gave the queen a list of names. When night fell, the little man visited the queen again.
Do you know my name?
Is it James? Or Jack? Well, is it Richard? Or Kenny?
She continued with all the names she knew and the names that the soldier had brought back from the village.
No, no, no. These are not my names.
But the little man said no to every name.
That is not my name. I leave you now with 2 days left to find what it is.
The queen sent her man out yet again to go to the farthest corners of the kingdom. Till then, she read all the books she could find, hoping that one of them might give her the man's name. The next night, when the man came back, she gave him the names her soldier had brought back and the ones she had collected from the books.
Is your name Casper? Sheepshanks? Tommen?
None of them.
I leave you again. I will come back tomorrow to take away the boy, because you won't be able to guess my name.
Once again, the queen implored the soldier to go out in the kingdom and find her a name. The next evening, before the little man would come, the soldier returned to the queen with some news.
My lady, alas, I could not find any new names in the kingdom and its neighbors. However, last night, after I left the castle, I came upon a clearing in the forest where I saw a strange little man danced around the fire. He sang a strange song too. She can search the land, she can search the sky, but a name like mine she will never come by. Rumpelstiltskin, that's me.
The moment the queen heard the name, she knew it was the one. She happily waited for the strange man to come visit her.
Have you found my name yet?
Oh no! I can only wonder what it can be. Is it apple tree? Myrrel? Or maybe Rumpelstiltskin?
How can that be? This is some sort of sorcery. How did you know my name?
The moment the strange man heard his name, he became very angry. He shouted and stomped around the room. In his anger, he stomped so hard that there became a big hole in the ground and he fell into it, towards his death.
I wonder if the queen ever told her father about all this.
We will never know, but we do know that trying to impress people may get us into big trouble.
Oh yes, that lesson I've learned today, and I don't think I will ever forget it. Thanks, Tia, for this wonderful story. Look, Tia, this Halloween I have collected more treats than any year.
Yes, Tofu, even I have collected more treats than ever. Everybody in the neighborhood was extremely generous.
Yes, I think these sweets and toffees will last me through the year. I won't be able to eat them all.
Well, I have an idea, Tofu.
What idea?
We could distribute them in the orphanage.
Give them away?
No way! But we have so many, Tofu. Even if Mom and Dad allowed you to eat them all, you won't be able to finish them without falling sick.
So what? I don't want to give them.
Okay, Mr. Scrooge. As you feel it.
Huh? Who is that?
I'll tell you. Ebenezer Scrooge. The Christmas Carol. Ebenezer Scrooge was an old miser that lived in a friendly town. But he wasn't very friendly. Hey, you!
Go away. Don't play under my window. Hey, go away. Don't sell your things in front of my house.
Wherever Scrooge went, he was extremely mean to people. He wouldn't shell a penny for anything, not even for those who really needed his help. Sir, can you please help me? Can you please give me change for $1? It's Christmas Eve and I want to buy a candy for my little brother.
No, go away. I don't have the time to help you.
And so he went on through the day, not spreading cheer in the Christmas season, but troubling people. When the day was over, he crawled into his bed to sleep. Just then, the ghost of Christmas past appeared in front of him.
Who are you? Why are you here? I am the ghost of Christmas past. I have come to remind you of a Christmas in your childhood. Think back to the Christmas you were home alone reading a book. It was Christmas. Everyone was so happy. All families had gathered together to celebrate the festival. There were gifts and lights all around. But I was home alone. My parents left me alone and went away. I spent the entire Christmas alone reading a book. And since then, I have been alone on Christmas. No one ever wants to spend Christmas with me. I don't want to think about this anymore. Go away, please.
In a moment, the ghost vanished. And just as Scrooge was about to sleep, there was a knock on his window. It was the ghost of Christmas present. Ebenezer, I have something to show you. Come with me.
Now, who are you? I am the ghost of Christmas present. Where are we going?
The ghost of Christmas present took Scrooge to a poor man's family, and they peeped in through one of his windows.
Look at them. They look so happy. They don't have a fancy meal on their table, but they are so happily huddled around it. And the children are singing and dancing. How happy! How happy are they? How are they so happy? It's Christmas.
Saying that, the ghost of Christmas present vanished. Scrooge found himself back in his room. As Scrooge lay awake thinking about what he'd just seen when the ghost of Christmas future appeared by his bed,
I have some place to take you, Ebenezer.
come on with me.
Who are you? And where are we going? I am the ghost of Christmas future. I am taking you to the future. It's a funeral. But there are so few people here. Looks like the person who died wasn't loved much. Yes, it's your funeral. Listen to what people are saying about you.
Well, this was bound to happen someday.
I am not surprised that such few people have turned up at his funeral.
Well, of course. Who would care about a stingy, mean person like Scrooge? Oh my God! I never cared about anyone as long as I lived. Hence no one cares for me. Take me back. I can't see this anymore.
And so the ghost of Christmas future brought Scrooge back to his room and disappeared. The next morning was Christmas. Scrooge got up with a change of heart.
I cannot continue living my life like this. I must change myself, and I am starting from today, which is the day of Christmas.
Scrooge invited the whole town for a lovely Christmas party. Even though people were surprised, they turned up and had a wonderful time with the newly changed Scrooge. And since then, Ebenezer Scrooge became the most loved man in the whole town.
Oh boy, message received. I was really on the wrong path, Tia. I have decided not to become another Scrooge. Would you mind fixing up a time with the orphanage? We'll go distribute the treats.
I would love to do that, Tofu. See you in some time.
Hi, Tia. Hi, Maria. Hi, Joanna.
Hi, Tofu.
Hello, Tofu. Hello, Tofu. What are you all up to?
We are completing our art project for tomorrow.
I also want to do it. Can I?
Wait, Tofu.
Why? All I want to do is add my prints also. I'll follow your pattern.
I'm sorry, Tofu, but there's no place on this one. Can I give you another sheet to do this?
It's okay if you don't want me to be a part of the fun, Tia. Mommy finger, where are you? Here I am, how do you do?
Hey, Tofu.
Oh, now you have time for me?
Well, actually, I had a story for you. It's about a lost mitten. On a cold winter day, when the entire forest was covered in a white blanket of snow, a kind mole came upon a warm mitten. Oh wow, a warm mitten on this cold day. I'll live in it and make it my home for the winters. Just as the mole was making himself comfortable in his new house, a little frog showed up at its mouth and called out to the mole. Hello, Mr. Mole. Oh, hi there, frog. How can I help you? It's very cold out here today. My feet are freezing in the snow. Can I share your mitten with you? Of course, there is enough room in here for both of us. So the kind mole welcomed the frog in the mitten. Just as they were warming up, a rabbit comes up to them.
Hello, friends. It is really cold out here. My tail is freezing. Please give me some space in the mitten.
Of course, come in, come in. The rabbit was very happy for the generosity, and he got into the mitten with the mole and the frog. Then they had two more visitors, a fox and a vixen.
It's so cold today. My snout is freezing. I feel like I am breathing ice. Can we please get some shelter in the mitten?
We're already 3 in here. It'll be a little tight, but sure, come in. We will manage somehow.
Thankful, the fox and the vixen squeezed themselves into the mitten. But there was just no space for anyone to move. Sometimes the rabbit would step on the frog's foot, and sometimes the mole stepped on the fox's tail. As they all struggled, a bear came along.
A warm mitten and good company. Just what I need on this gloomy, cold day. Make room for me, friends. I'm gonna come in too.
Oh no!
But there's no place in here.
You're too big for this mitten.
I promise I won't take too much space. No.
But the bear didn't listen to them and made it into the already crowded mitten. The animals had no choice now but to stick their heads out of its mouth. so that there was space inside for their bodies. And just as they were all finally settling in, a baby mouse came along, shivering in the cold.
Hello, everyone. You all look so warm in there. It's so cold here. Look at my tiny tail. It has frozen itself blue. Please let me also come in.
Sorry, little mouse, but this mitten is completely packed. Even though you are so tiny, there is just no room for you here.
Oh, but I see some place. It's all that I need.
The little mouse dashed towards the mitten, and before anyone could say anything, he climbed onto the bear's nose and sat there. But his cold tail hung there and irritated the bear's nose. He was about to sneeze. Achoo! The bear couldn't hold his sneeze, and with a loud sound, he sneezed so hard that the mitten went flying up, and up in the air, and all the animals got thrown out of it into the cold snow once again. What, Tofu?
I was going to be the bear in your mitten.
Yes, and you would have sent it flying into the air. She bounced at the first sight of mice. The mice were taken by surprise.
Our brother has been attacked and eaten up by this cat that the grocer has brought. We all should be careful from now on.
Tofu, it's your friend Kim. She needs some help from you.
Tell her I'll call her later.
Kim, Tofu will call you back. Families from the store. Why didn't you talk to her, Tofu?
I'm watching TV. I don't want to talk to her right now.
But she needed your help.
That's okay. If it's urgent, she can call someone else.
She's called the second time and you've refused to talk to her. That's mean, Tofu. Especially because I remember how she was always there when you needed help from her.
What difference does it make?
Hear it for yourself. It was Christmas Eve and Mary was waiting for her Uncle Peter. Each year he gave her a present on this day. Hello, Mary. Wish you a Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Uncle.
Merry Christmas to you too.
Wow, it's a nutcracker. It's so lovely. Let me put it in the cabinet with my other toys.
That night, when Mary was sleeping, a sound woke her up.
What's that? Mice! So many of them!
Mary saw that there were many, many mice running around on the floor of her room. And there was a stranger, that was the mice queen, who had 7 heads.
Oh no! Am I dreaming? How can this be?
Mary is in trouble. Friends, let's go to her rescue. The brave Nutcracker spoke to all the soldiers that stood with him in the cabinet. The soldiers found courage in the Nutcracker's charge, and they drew out their swords and jumped out of the cabinet. All of them attacked the mice with their swords, guns, and sugar cannons. But soon the Nutcracker was surrounded by mice. I'm surrounded. I can't free myself.
Oh no! The Nutcracker!
Seeing the Nutcracker surrounded, Mary took one of her shoes and sent it flying at the mice. But before she could see what happened, she fainted. The next morning, she woke up and found herself in her own bed. She tried explaining to everyone what had happened, but no one believed her.
Oh, why won't anyone believe me? I saw the mice and their 7-headed queen with my own eyes. I even saved the Nutcracker.
I believe you, Mary. I believe everything you've just said. I'll tell you an interesting story about the Nutcracker toy.
About my toy?
Yes, many years ago, there lived a mice queen in the Toyland's King's Palace. One day, she lost 7 of her sons to the traps laid by the king's men in the castle.
Oh no!
The angry queen cursed the princess and turned her into an ugly princess. The spell could be broken only if she could break the hardest nut.
The poor princess! What happened then, Uncle?
The Nutcracker prince helped the princess break the hardest nut. As soon as he had done that, the spell was lifted off the princess. However, the spell shifted on to the prince and he became ugly.
The princess must have felt so sad.
Quite the opposite. She forgot all about the prince, how he had helped her, and she chased him away. Later, Mary went to her room and looked at the nutcracker. She now looked at him in a different light, and before she knew, she loved him. One day, the doorbell rang very early morning. Mary went to see who it was. It was a very handsome young boy. Hello. How can I help you?
Hello, Mary. I am the Prince of Toyland.
How can that be? You were cursed by the Mice Queen to be an ugly nutcracker.
Your true love towards me has lifted the spell of me and made me handsome once again. Will you marry me?
Yes.
Mary said yes and became the Princess of Toyland. She lived with the prince happily ever after.
I am being the princess who forgot the Nutcracker Prince. Am I not?
Absolutely, Tofu. Kim's always been there to help you. And now, when she needs your help, you're ignoring her.
Oh, I feel terrible about the way I have behaved. Let me call up Kim and help her.
Don't forget to apologize to her.
Thanks, Tia. I won't forget. Hey, Tia, can I use the new colors you just bought? I need to draw and color a bird for my science assignment.
Sure, Tofu. Here you go.
Thanks, Tia.
Hey, Tofu. I am very hungry. Can I have one of the chocolates you bought at the store?
Actually, Tia, I bought them for myself. Can't you wait till dinner?
Tofu, you're so selfish. You're like the selfish giant.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. Let me tell you about him and then you can decide. The Selfish Giant. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful garden. It had big trees laden with fruits and many flowers of different colors and fragrances. The grass was so soft that it felt like a cozy bed. Different birds sang melodies in the garden the whole day long. The children of the village loved playing in the garden. They would come there as soon as school got over and would stay till evening. In the far end of the garden was a big castle. People often said that the giant who owned the garden used to live there. But it was empty now. Nobody knew what had happened to the giant, and they thought he would never return. till one day the earth shook and there were loud thumping sounds. With each thump, the children were lifted off the ground and back again. Oh no, it is the giant. It cannot be. Why has he returned after all these years? The giant saw all the children in his garden and yelled loudly.
What are these children doing here? This is my garden. Get out! Get out of here!
All the children got scared and ran away. The giant then built a large wall around the garden so that no one could ever enter it. The next day, the giant went to the garden, thinking that he will pluck some fruits and flowers. But the trees were so sad without the children that they shed all their leaves and fruits and lay bare. Even the flowers that had blossomed became so sad that they went back into the ground. Oh, I feel so sad. I don't feel like dressing up with my leaves today.
Yes, without the children, even I don't want to come out. I wish the giant had never returned. Who will I sing for in this empty garden? I am leaving.
As time went by, winters came and passed. When spring came, it was lush green everywhere. The roadsides were filled with colorful flowers and green trees. Everyone wondered how the garden must look too. But with all the sadness present in the garden, spring did not come to it. The garden remained frozen. The only ones happy in the garden were snow and frost. With no spring to melt them, they became the masters of the garden.
I will cover every tree of this garden so that it looks white.
And so it went and covered every tree till all one could see was white.
I am going to invite the north wind to join us here.
The icy cold wind swept over the garden. It knocked the chimney pots off the castle and rattled its roof. Then the naughty wind had another idea.
My friends, let's invite hail over too and claim this garden as ours forever.
Soon hail came down on the garden. All four of them got together and caused havoc. Hail and wind attacked the castle roof every day and took off its slates one by one. One day, while the giant was lying in his bed, he heard beautiful music come in from his bedroom window. He thought perhaps the king's musicians were passing the garden. He looked out of his window and saw that a small bird was sitting on the window ledge and singing.
Has spring finally arrived?
He looked beyond into the garden. The icy wind had stopped blowing. The snow was melting and frost was vanishing. Hail couldn't be seen anywhere. Instead, he saw the most beautiful sight.
The children have broken into the garden.
Some children had found a hole in the wall and had entered the garden from there. They were on every tree and were happily sprawling on the grass. The trees were so happy that they covered themselves with green leaves. The flowers also came out, and the grass was smiling gleefully. Even the birds were chirping new happy tunes.
What I did was terrible. I was selfish. I should have never ever blocked the children out of the garden. I will go and correct my mistake now.
The giant went out and broke the wall down.
From now on, this garden is your playground forever.
The children were so happy that they hugged the giant.
From then on, the giant played with the children every day. As time passed, the giant grew very old and tired. He wouldn't go out to play with the children. He would only watch them from his window. One day, he saw a little boy crying. So he went to see him.
What is the matter, little boy?
The boy's hands were bleeding. This made the giant very angry.
Who has hurt you? Tell me his name and I will punish him.
The little boy calmed the giant and said, "Calm down, my friend. These are wounds of love." Then the boy took the giant's hand and took him to the Garden of Paradise with him. After some time, the other children came to where the little boy had been. They found the giant lying on the grass and covered with white flowers. He had died with a loving smile on his face.
I really was being the selfish giant, Tia. I am so sorry.
Yes, you were.
I will change that immediately. Here, please have some chocolates, Tia.
Thank you, Tofu. I am happy that you have changed, but it is dinner time already. I will now have the chocolates for dessert.
Hey, Tia.
Yes, Tofu.
My teacher wrote a report that I need to get signed by Mom.
What? Why?
She said that I didn't do things as asked.
Oh, why is that?
I just thought she's giving instructions just like that. I didn't think there was any meaning to her instructions.
That's not a good thing, Tofu.
Yes, but Why does she give so many instructions? And why do I have to follow them always?
I think you should follow your teacher's instructions, otherwise, you will experience something similar to Peter Rabbit.
Why? What did he experience?
Peter Rabbit. Once upon a time, there lived a rabbit called Peter Rabbit. He lived with his mother and brothers, Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottontail. One day, their mother told them that she was going out for some work.
Children, I have to go finish some errands. Till then, you can go and play in the lane. Just be careful that you do not go to MacGregor's garden at all. You all remember that your father had an accident there, don't you? Mrs. MacGregor had put him in the pie.
Once their mother had gone, all the brothers went down the lane to play. Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottontail were very good kids, and they followed their mother's instructions. But Peter Rabbit was a naughty one. He went to the MacGregor's garden all by himself and squeezed himself under the fence. The garden was full of delicious vegetables.
Wow! So many vegetables! I will eat them all.
And quickly, Peter Rabbit filled his stomach with lettuce, French beans, and radishes.
Oh, I think I have eaten too much. I need some parsley to help my stomach.
And so Peter went looking for parsley deeper in MacGregor's garden. He was just crossing the cucumber patch when he ran into Mr. MacGregor.
Thief! Stop! Stop right there!
Mr. MacGregor ran after Peter, trying to catch him. The moment Peter saw him coming, he took off.
Oh no! I must run. If I get to the shed, I should be okay.
Peter quickly dashed into the tool shed and dived into a can. The can was filled with water, but Peter had no choice. Mr. MacGregor had followed him into the shed.
Where did that rabbit go?
Mr. MacGregor couldn't find Peter anywhere, and so he decided to check outside the shed. As soon as he turned away, Peter got out of the can and dashed out. But Mr. MacGregor spotted him.
There, that thief! After him! I won't let him go this time!
Somehow, Peter managed to get away. He caught his breath and sat down under the blueberry bush. Just then he heard someone talking to him.
Are you okay? Can you help me find the way out of here?
The mouse showed Peter the way out of the garden. Peter quickly got out of the garden and headed home.
Oh, Peter! Good you're home.
What took you so long?
Nothing, Mom. I am just very tired. I think I will sleep.
The mother was very surprised. She let Peter go to sleep early. At supper time, she made the children's favorite dinner. And served them the carrot pie that she had got for them from the market. But Peter Rabbit was so tired that he slept through the entire dinner and missed his favorite meal.
Oh no! I don't think I ever want to experience anything like that. I will think twice before not following any instructions from my elders.
That's awesome, Tofu. Come on now. We'll get you some carrot pie and then you can get the report signed by Mom.
Yes, let's go, Tia. For your favorite rhymes, stories, and more, join Kids Hut family. Subscribe here.